Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center's virtual kickoff for their 29th annual walk against domestic violence. My name is Maria Stefanos. I'm an anchor here at WCVB News Center 5. But I'm a girl who grew up in Groveland, one of the 16 towns served by the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center. And I feel so grateful to be able to kick things off as this year's virtual event MC, especially during a year when a pandemic is further escalating domestic violence. For far too many people, staying home does not always mean staying safe. So today you're going to hear from several people who are involved with the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center, from board members and local companies offering generous sponsorships to dignitaries and caring community members. We are all here to support the important work of the center to try to give hope to survivors of domestic violence and provide access to the critical services they need. This year, although the walk is being held a little bit differently, it will still provide a powerful impact. That we promise. This virtual kickoff will take place for the next hour or so, and then we're going to encourage participants to walk one of a few suggested routes between now and October 18th in a safe, masked, and socially distanced manner. Check out the center's website for walk routes in Newburyport and in Amesbury, or if you want, you can design your own route. We offer a big thank you, by the way, to this year's presenting sponsor, the Institution for Savings. They have been sponsoring this event for more than 20 years. Thank you, and thank you again so much for having me as your MC. I really look forward to following along on social media as you hashtag Rock the Walk. I will now turn things over to Jennifer Rocco Runyon, the board vice president and walk committee member.
As Maria shared, our walk looks a lot different this year, and we may not be able to walk together in large groups, but we remain connected through a collective resolve to have a powerful impact on survivors of domestic violence who need our help now more than ever before. In order to achieve our financial goals, we still need your commitment. You can continue to fundraise through October 18th. And remember, every dollar counts. So please give what you can, and don't be shy. Ask those who have sponsored you to give what they can. We know none of this would be possible without the businesses and individuals in our community, and we are so grateful for the donations we have received so far. I would like to thank the following for making this event possible. Suzanne Debut, CEO of the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center, our fearless leader and forever champion against domestic violence. To the amazing staff at the center, whose work both behind the scenes and on the front lines are changing lives every single day. To my colleagues on the board of directors, thank you for stepping up to the Rock the Walk Board Challenge. I'm so proud of the amount of money we raised. To the volunteers who have worked tirelessly to make this event happen, thank you. And to our walkers and those who have sponsored the walk, thank you, a big thank you for your enthusiasm and commitment to the center. To our amazing sponsors for contributing to our community-based services. Whether you are a long-term sponsor of the walk or a new sponsor to our walk, please know that you make our work with victims and survivors of domestic violence possible. I'd like to acknowledge a few local officials here today, elected officials and community leaders. Newburyport Mayor Donna Holliday, Amesbury Mayor Cassandra Gove, Jared Eigerman, President of the Newburyport City Council, Stephen Sanganelli, Councilor at Large of the City of Amesbury, State Representative Jim Kelkhorst, and State Representative Lenny Mira. Thank you all for being here this morning. And now, as a reminder for why we walk, Nicole will read the names of domestic violence victims, of homicide victims in Massachusetts from this past year. Nicole?
Thank you, Jennifer. Karina Neves. Alexis M. Avery. Justine Wilbur and her 3 children. Deborah Blasco. Telma Bross. Alexander Urtula. Shen Kai. Cleo Celine Alves de Silva. Brandy Berg. Amanda Dabrowski. Bikyung Hae. Dora Chavez. Jennifer Kalicki. Hang Sang Tan. Jennifer Vasquez Rivera. Deirdre Zaccardi and her 3 children. Jason Swedberg. Mary Fairbarn. Jamie Ammons Madry. Shanike Roldan and Charlie Cook. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our CEO of the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center, Suzanne Debuse, who's going to share some additional words with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, and good morning, everybody. Those are sobering reminders about why we are here to help support the 29th annual Walk Against Domestic Violence. And as has been mentioned before, this event truly helps our organization provide free services to the community, like a 24-hour crisis hotline, counseling, advocacy, legal assistance, emergency transitional housing, things that are so important, particularly now during the pandemic. So I just want you to know kind of what we've done this last year as a result of, funds we're able to raise from the community. Last year, we provided advocacy, counseling, and legal assistance to 1,112 adult and child survivors. During 2019, staff and volunteer advocates answered 10,126 hotline and advocacy assistant calls. Survivors' needs have changed during COVID-19. When stay-at-home orders were in place, we helped 359 adult and child survivors access services remotely via phone or secure video platforms. So our fundraising goal this year is $82,000, and we're almost halfway there. Your support in helping us to meet these goals is of critical importance, as we have a $3 million budget and are charged with raising about a third of that. So there's a lot of work to be done. Many of you probably already know, but October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and it is a time for everyone: advocates, community members, law enforcement, supporters, political leaders to unite in our work to end abuse. You are true partners in this work to keep survivors of domestic violence safe and hold offenders accountable in our communities. So I wanted to take a minute to thank our presenting sponsor, the Institution for Savings. You have been such a wonderful partner, and this is your 22nd year serving as a presenting sponsor. I don't even know if you guys know how long you've been sponsoring this, but it was really fantastic. Every year, you assemble a large team of bank employees to walk, and I understand that this year you'll still be walking the Newburyport route in a safe and socially distant manner. So well done. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your many years of support. So it's my pleasure. I love that the theme of our walk this year is Rock the Walk, and it's my pleasure to introduce Kim Rock, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer from the Institution for Savings. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning, everyone. It's my honor to be with you this morning to kick off the 29th annual Walk Against Domestic Violence. As Suzanne just said, the Institution for Savings has been a sponsor of this event for 22 years. Our vision at the bank is to have a positive impact on the lives of those in the communities we serve. And what greater impact could we have than to support Suzanne and this incredible organization? as they empower individuals in the communities to end domestic violence. Every year, we have an enthusiastic team of employees who are honored to walk. And this year's no different despite the pandemic. At the conclusion of this kickoff, we will have several employees who will put on our great bright yellow t-shirts, our masks, and will walk the route here in Newburyport. Of course, we will be socially distancing. Throughout the next week, we're going to have several other employees who are going to do the same thing on their own. Why? Because we know that this year, more than any other year, and for all the reasons just shared by Jennifer and Suzanne, it is so important that we actually support the work of the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center. It has never been more important. So to the board, to Suzanne, the staff, and to all the volunteers who keep the center moving and going day after day, we simply say thank you. You are the heroes among us today and every day. We are honored to lead this walk in this great event, and we look forward to rocking the walk on this beautiful Sunday morning. It's my honor to introduce the mayor of the city of Newburyport, Mayor Donna Holliday.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you all. It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning and support the amazing work of the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center. 29 years. I don't think I've missed a single walk since you started. It's the work that the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center is vital to all of our communities. Domestic violence touches everyone, regardless of socioeconomic status, regardless of gender or race. The long list is still too long in terms of those who fell victim to homicides this year. And until that list is down to zero, we can never stop the work we're doing to protect those who are victims and survivors of abuse. I'm so proud of the national model that the Jeannie Geiger Center put together, the high-risk team, and the support of our police departments and the amazing teams that surround victims and survivors who are at very, very high risk. The team has been a national model, and Suzanne, kudos to you for the work you've done and extending and replicating this model across the country. The numbers are still staggering when you listen to the people who have called for help, the people that you continue to serve. The work that the Crisis Center does is so vital to keeping people safe in our communities. I'm pleased to learn that you're halfway there in terms of the fundraising, but this, as Suzanne said, 1/3 of the budget for the Crisis Center is through fundraising. This is one of the most important fundraisers that the center does. So get out and walk, pick up a rock, take a picture, post it, and let's beat that goal of 82,000 this year. So kudos to all who are here this morning, and thank you to the institution again for being such an important leader and supporter of the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center. And it is now my pleasure to introduce my peer and the mayor of Amesbury, Cassandra Gove.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor Holliday, and thank you all so much for being here for this year's virtual walk against domestic violence. I know this is not how we all wanted to hold the walk this year, but you're here, and that's what matters. You're still supporting the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center and everyone who benefits from the great work that they do for our communities. I'm so grateful to all of you who have continued to give back and give to Jeannie Geiger during this time. The pandemic has created a situation for those who experience domestic violence that none of us could have imagined. It's likely that there are even more people who who are in need of services provided by the Crisis Center now, with the extra stress that the pandemic has put on our mental health, on our relationships, and on our lives. And those services are harder to deliver safely. It's never been more important to not lose sight of those in our community who need our attention and who are in need of our help. I applaud the Crisis Center team for reimagining the walk this year. If you are here, but you don't see your friends and family, the good news is that they didn't miss it this year. So they still have time to join you for a walk before the 18th. Get them involved, talk about why you're walking and how you can make a difference. I'm inspired by all of you who are here. I know many come back year, and I thank you for everything you're doing to help those in our community who are experiencing domestic violence. Thank you to the team at Jeannie Geiger for the incredible work that you do. Go out and rock the walk this year. I would like to take a moment now to introduce Reverend Rebecca Bryan from the First Religious Society Unitarian Universalist Church in Newburyport. Reverend Rebecca will provide us with some walk route information, as well as lead us in an interfaith invocation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Gove. It's good to be here and to see everyone. What a moving event. Actually, it's a little caught in my throat, and I can't thank everyone enough for this important work that you do for our community and those names that were read and all the people that they represent and the families. So thank you. So yes, a little walk business, and then we'll center ourselves in a spirit of prayer and meditation. So as you've heard, there are two walks that you can walk. One is in Amesbury, one is in Newburyport. Both can be found on the walk event page at jeanniegeiger.org. And if you choose, you can also create your own walk, whether it is nearby or another one that is meaningful to you. I love that it's happening between now and the 18th. It's just more time to get the word out. And this hashtag Rock the Walk this year, which is really exciting and wonderful. There were more than 20 volunteers and families who have created hundreds of beautiful kindness rocks designs, and they have been placed along both the Newburyport and the Amesbury routes. The board of the Jeannie Geiger Center has created a donation campaign, and here's how it works. So the board will donate $10 for every individual who posts a public photo of yourself on social media with one of the rocks, tagging the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center and including the hashtag Rock the Walk. That's pretty easy. So we just take a rock, we post it on social media, tag the Crisis Center, and put hashtag Rock the Walk. And we have set aside up to $2,000 for this. So please, let's get rocking. We can't wait to see all of your photos. So I invite us now to just take a moment and center ourselves in whatever way is meaningful to you. It may be a spirit of meditation, grounding, prayer, as I share these words from the bottom of my heart that are open to all people of all faiths, of no faith, of all beliefs, for we are all one in humanity. Spirit of life and of love that runs through us and is made visible by this community and gathering together, hear these words. Hear the call of the mother and children who are frightened and alone. May they find courage this day to reach out, make the call, and receive the help they deserve. Hear the prayers of the believers and the non-believers alike, for they and we all are worthy and lovable, regardless of what we think, feel, and what we doubt. Spirit of life and of love that is within us and between us and surrounding us, give us strength. Strength to be kind, even when it seems futile or naive. Help us remember that vulnerability, as it shows up in being open and honest and real with each other, is actually strength. strength that propels us forward to caring for one another, seeing injustice and pain, and doing what we can to stop it. May these days that seem unwieldy also lead us into the center where there is clarity, calm, and peace. May everyone who walks today and all of the days between now and the 18th be blessed with that peace, that calm, and that clarity. May they know that their time, their effort, their commitment, their steps, their raising money for the programs of the Jeannie Geiger Center and heightening the awareness of domestic violence in all of its expressions matters. And that without them, without each and every person here and all those others participating, without them, there would be a missing piece. The whole would be asking for their presence and participation. For each and every person matters and is important. And above all, each and every person deserves to be safe and free. Though we walk differently this year, may we walk ever stronger, ever bolder, and ever more united in our common goals. May all people be safe, and may we see the day where our society has no more violence. Bless this day and each and every person who participates. Amen. I want to thank everyone again for attending and participating, and I believe we're all invited to stay and chat if we would like to when we're finished in just a moment, and I do wish you all the very best this day and every day.
Thank you so much, Reverend Rebecca, for that beautiful invocation. And thank you, everyone, for taking the time to be here today and for rocking the walk in coming weeks. Just one last piece of housekeeping business. If you ordered a t-shirt and you were unable to pick it up this past Friday, you can do so at the Newburyport office this week if you just send me an email so we can coordinate the times. My email is nfrizo@jeanniegeiger.org. Again, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you on the routes.